we want to finish chapter 3 today, finally. So chapter 3 today, we have only two things we want to talk about. First is, for the 10% transactions we haven't recorded yet, or we want to adjust from chapter 3, totally two major groups, okay? So first major group, accruals, happened already, but we haven't recorded yet, right? So first group, your revenue happened already, your expenses happened already. So what should we do on last day? Record it now on last day. So we done the first group last week. For second group, deferrals. For deferrals means what? Two major items. First is prepaid expenses. You pay the cash already at the beginning, okay? So you pay the cash to buy what? To buy assets. Second item is what? Unearned revenues. So what does it mean? You got the cash at the beginning, but you didn't provide the service yet, right? So that's our second item, unearned revenues. So for second group, deferrals, two items. We've done the second item last week, right? Unearned revenues. So today, we want to finish the first item, prepaid expenses. Okay? So that's the first thing you want to do. Finish the first item, prepaid expenses. When we finish the first item, prepaid expenses, what does it mean? Means we've done totally 10% transactions, right? So since we've done totally 10% transactions, so what does it mean? Means all of your numbers on your accounting books are 100%, right? Since you finally got the complete data numbers, so the second thing you want to do today is what? Use 100% data to prepare our only one accounting output. What's that? Financial statements. So finally, today, we are going to use 100% correct data to prepare our financial statements. Then, after we've done the whole process in chapter 3, you will understand how each company came out their financial statements. Okay? So there's two things we want to do today. Any questions? Okay. So let's go to our prepaid expenses on your slide 62. On your slide 62. If you want to look at your note, it's on your note. Which page? Page 7. Note on page 7. Slide on page 62. Okay? So we want to talk about prepaid expenses. Remember, prepaid expenses is what? Is your assets. Why is that? Because we pay the cash already to buy what? To buy your assets. Like what? Insurance. Usually, normally, we pay the cash at the beginning to buy 1 year insurance. So that's why 1 year insurance, that's my assets. Why 1 year insurance is your assets? Don't forget, what's the key words for assets? Future economic benefits. 提供未来经济效益. So what does it mean? Your assets will help you in the future, right? Like your bicycle, your house, your car, your computer. Why? Those of that are your assets because they could help you, right? Your car could help you to do some things in the future. Your house could offer you to live there for next year, next 2 years, so on. Okay? So for prepaid expenses, the same as unearned revenues. These two items, totally the same situations. What's the same situations? Prepaid expenses, you pay the cash at the beginning. Unearned revenue, you got the cash at the beginning, right? We've mentioned that last week. So you paid on first date. So first date, you pay the cash. Unearned revenue, keyword is unearned, right? So what does it mean? On first date, you got the cash. If you still remember, when you pay the cash, when you got the cash, everything about the cash, always, we will record it at the beginning, right? So, what does it mean? It means for all of these transactions, we record already, okay? So when you look at your accounting books, could you find out the related records? Yes, you did, okay? So when I look at my accounting books, the first date, have I recorded the transactions? Yes. Do you know what's the journal entry? What's the debit? What's the credit we use to record prepaid expenses? Like what? Insurance. So first date, what's the journal entry we use to record? You pay the cash to buy the insurance. For example, you paid the cash to buy insurance. Okay? So we will record that. What's the debit? What's the credit? Debit? You pay the cash to buy the insurance. So you got what? You got insurance, your assets, and you lost your cash. So your cash should be decreased. Decrease on credit. So you will say, my assets, prepaid insurance, increase. My cash decrease. How much? For example, 100, 100. So when you open your accounting book, you will find out you record the transaction already. You pay the cash to buy the insurance, your asset. But what's the problem? The problem is everything changed. So when time passed, something changed. What's that? You pay the money to buy the insurance. When the time passed, do you still have the insurance $100? No, it's not. I pay 100 to buy 1 year insurance. When 1 month passed, your insurance have only 11 months, right? So something changed means what? The number should be changed, okay? So what we are going to do, we are going to change the numbers, okay? So we are going to do is to change the number, change amounts to correct one, to correct. Okay? So that's our purpose. For second group deferrals, like prepaid expenses, like unearned revenues, our purpose is not we record the transaction. Because we record the transaction on the first day, our purpose is try to make the number correct, try to adjust the number to correct one, okay? So our purpose is after 1 month, after 2 months, you find out the number is not correct anymore. So we use adjusting entries, try to correct the number, to adjust the number to correct amount. Okay? Any questions? No problem? Dora, any questions? No? Okay. So for prepaid insurance, prepaid expenses, remember keyword is prepaid. Keyword is prepaid. So that's your assets. Like a prepaid insurance, like a prepaid rent, because they have future economic benefits. Okay? So keyword is future economic benefits. That's your assets. Okay? So on the first day, we will say we pay the money to buy insurance. So insurance is my assets. Why is your assets? Because we have future economic benefits. Our assets will help us in the future. So I will say, okay, I pay the money to buy the insurance. So I have prepaid insurance, maybe for 12 months. So this is my assets. Okay, later on, what does it mean? Will you use your assets? Of course, yes, right? You will use your assets. So could you tell me when 1 month passed, you used your assets? So what does it mean? If I told you 1 month passed, you used your assets. So 1 month passed, how many assets, how many insurance you still have? 11, right? So what does it mean? After 1 month, you have insurance. You have insurance only 11 months. Okay, so there's a result. What's the result? After 1 month, you have insurance only 11 months. Okay? So what does it mean? Means after 1 month, you used your insurance for 1 month, right? So I used the insurance for 1 month. That's why I have only 11 months only, right? So it means you used one month insurance. So you used insurance 1 month. Okay? Used insurance 1 month. So means what? Your assets insurance decrease 1 month, right? Okay. So used insurance 1 month means what? Means your assets insurance decrease 1 month. Okay? That's why beginning 12, after 1 month, only 11. So your insurance from 12 to 11 decrease 1 month. So that's the first effect we have. What happened? My insurance decreased 1 month. Why your insurance decreased 1 month? Because you use it. I use it, of course it decreased. The key point usually you don't understand is the second effect. So the second effect, usually you will get confused for the second one. What's that? Insurance decrease at the same time means what item increase? Asset decrease. Asset decrease usually means what kind of item increase as well. Right. What's that? What? It's okay if you just give the wrong answer. Rain. What's that? Yeah, rain. Rain. Or Ray, R-A-Y, Ray. Where's Ray? Not here. Expense. Why expense? When your asset decrease, at the same time your expenses increase at the same time. Why is that? I use different cases to let you understand why. Okay? For example, today you spend the money to buy the car. Could you tell me the car is your asset or your expense? Is your asset. Why the car is your asset? Because the car could help you in the future, right? In the future, you could use the car, drive the car to anywhere. Maybe drive the car to work and earn some money back, right? So why you think the car is your asset? Because they could help you in the future, right? So what does it mean? When you use the car, so the car is your assets. So if I told you today you buy the car, so you spend the money, for example, cash, 100 to buy the car. But always, it's quite important. What's that? What's your purpose? Doing something. Like what? What's your purpose? Go to the college. What's the purpose? You take the course. What's the purpose? You make a friend with someone else. Always, you have to think about what is your purpose. The same as the car. You buy the car, what's your purpose? Okay? So if I told you your purpose, if your purpose is for yourself, what does it mean? You are going to use it. You will use it. Okay? My purpose, I buy the car for myself. I'm going to use it, do something else. So, will the car provide you future economic benefit? Yes, right? Because in the future, I'm going to use it. That's my car. I'm going to use it to do anything else. So, of course, they will provide you future economic benefit. So, if your purpose is you are going to use it, then that's your car. Since that's your car, they will provide you future economic benefit. Okay? Provide you future economic benefit. So that's your assets. Right? If today I told you, will you sometimes buy something as a gift? You buy something as a gift and give it to your friends. Yes, right? So if today, what's your purpose? You buy the car as a gift. You want to give the car to me, right? So I'm waiting. Someday you can buy a car for me. So if your purpose is what? Buy a car as a gift. Give it to someone else. So could you tell me, after you buy a car as a gift, you give it to someone else, that's your car. No more, right? That's someone else's car, not yours anymore, right? So if your purpose is buy the car for gift, So what does it mean? You will give it to someone else. For example, give it to your friends. Since you give it to your friends, it's your car? No more, it's not your car. It's your friend's car. So not your car. It's not your car. It's whose car? Your friend's car, not yours. So could you tell me, that car, could you use it in the future? No, it's not. That's not yours. It's your friend's car, not yours. So will the car provide you future economic benefit? No, cannot, right? Since that's not your car, you cannot use it. Okay? So you can't use it. Since you can't use it, means what? No future economic benefit. Okay? When you spend the money, when you do something, they don't have future economic benefit. So what's that? That's your expense. Like what? Today, if you later I give you another case. So when you did something, they don't have future economic benefit, then that's your expense. So what's the key difference? When you did something, these kind of things will help you in the future. So that's your assets. These kind of things won't give you future economic benefit. So what does it mean? That's your expense. So what does it mean? Only for today, only for this time, no more future. Okay? So you have to figure out when you did something, will these kind of things help you in the future or not? Help you in the future is your assets. Just do it. No future economic benefit, then you have to consider whether you want to do it or not. Okay? So there's a key difference between assets and expenses. Okay? For example, today, you spend the money to take the taxi. So if today you need to go to somewhere else, so you pay $10 to take taxi. Okay? So what's the first effect? You will say, okay, I lost my cash, right? My cash decreased $10. What's the second one? You will say, I have a $10 what? Taxi fee. Why you say it's taxi fee? Because $10 only for this time. Today you take a taxi. In the future, you want to take another taxi, you have to pay another $10. Okay? So did you find out this $10 only help you to take taxi this time? Only this time, no future. So we will say this is your taxi fee, 计程车费。Okay, why you say taxi fee? Because only for this time, only for today. So you don't have future economic benefit. Okay? Any questions? No problem. 所以你常常会说什么？我今天计程车费用10块钱，为什么你说计程车费用？因为这10块钱就今天你搭这一次计程车，你可不可以再搭明天的计程车？不行。So no future economic benefit. That's why only for this time, that's your expense. Okay, any questions? Another case for insurance. Usually, we will buy the insurance for 1 year. But have you have this kind of experience? You want to travel abroad. Maybe you want to go to Japan or you want to go to Korea. Do you have to buy the insurance? For travel insurance, 旅行平安险. Yes, right? For how long? Maybe 3 days, maybe 5 days. Depends on how long you are going to stay in Japan or Korea, right? So, another case for insurance. Case 1. What happened? Maybe you plan go to Japan during your winter vacation, right? So you want to you go to Japan for 3 days. So you go to Japan for 3 days. Okay? So you had to buy the insurance, right? So maybe today is the first day. So this today. Today, for example, January 1st. So you pay the money cash, $10 to buy 3 days insurance. Okay, so for this case, still 2 effects, right? What's the first effect? Pay the money $10. So of course, your first effect is what? Your cash decrease $10. What's the second effect? Pay the money to buy 3-day insurance, right? So could you tell me 3-day insurance will provide you future economic benefit or not? Yes, you are correct. Why? 3 days in the future. But I have to tell you, sometimes the time is too short. Since the time is too short, we want to make it more practical. What's that? We don't want to waste our time. So when we talk about future, we don't want to make it too short. Why? Next second is future. Next 1 minute is future. Next 1 day is future. So since we define the future too short, they will make you have a lot of work to do in accounting. So we prefer if the future is better longer than 1 month. Better longer than 1 month. Okay? So when we talk about the future, we prefer the future is more than 1 month. Okay? So for concept, today, for the concept, tomorrow is future. So that's correct. But we want to save our time in accounting. So we defined future is after 1 month. So because of that, 3-day insurance, do you have a future economic benefit? No. So that's why 3-day insurance no future economic benefit. Okay? No future economic benefits means what? You pay the money to get something, but this kind of things only for this time, no future. So we call it expenses. So that's why our expenses, what's that? Insurance expense, 保险费用 increase happen $10. Okay? So when you did something without future economic benefit, we will say that's our expenses. Okay? What's the second case? Still quite normal. We buy the insurance every year for your life insurance. So maybe your parents or yourself will buy the insurance. Also the school, you have to buy student insurance, right? So student insurance for 1 semester, for 1 year. So usually that's for 1 semester or 1 year. So you buy it like what? Student insurance, 学生保险. Do you know you pay the money, right? When you pay the tuitions, at the same time you paid it. So you buy student insurance, 学生保险 for 1 semester. One semester, how long? 18 weeks. Okay? So, what happened? You spend the money like what? Maybe you pay the money cash is $200 to buy your maybe 4 months student insurance. Okay? So for this case, pay the money $200 to buy 4-month student insurance. So could you tell me 4-month student insurance will provide you future economic benefit? Of course, yes. For the next 4 months, if you have some accident, you can get some coverage from the insurance. So of course, they have future economic benefit. So 4 months, you have future economic benefits. Okay, so based on this, you have 2 effects. What's the first effect? Your cash decrease, right? How much? $200. But at the same time, you got the assets. So what's the assets? Prepaid insurance. That's your assets increase 4 months, $200. So you have prepaid insurance. Increase 200. That's for 4 months. Okay, any questions? So did you find out you pay the money to get what? Depends on your purpose. Depends on whether you have a future economic benefit. Okay? So give you some advice. When you try to do something, you waste your time, waste your money or not. You have to think whether the thing you did provide you future economic benefit or not. Whether the thing you did will help you in the future or not. If help you in the future, that's your assets. Try to do it. If just waste your time and money, you don't have future economic benefit, then try reduce to do these kind of things because they cannot help you in the future. Totally the same. Okay? Any questions? So that's the relationship between expenses and assets. When you have a future economic benefits, means you pay the money to get the assets. If you pay the money or you spend the time to do something, no future economic benefit, then that's your expenses. Okay? Any questions? Okay. If you don't have any questions, so since you understand the relationship, the difference between assets and expenses, then let's go back to our example. What's our example? If today you used your assets, okay? So why you used your assets means your expenses incur happen. So if I told you at the beginning, first date, so this is the first date. You buy it, for example, 3 pencils. For example, so you have 3 pencils. This is number 1. You have second pencils. This is number 2. You have third pencils. This is number 3. Could you tell me, at the beginning, you spend the money to buy 3 pencils. These 3 pencils is your asset or not? Yes, they are your assets. Why is that? In the future, you can use the pencils to what? To write down your note, to write down everything, right? So these 3 pencils are your assets. Which accounting term we use? Surprise, right? So you will say, I have surprise. That's my assets. How many? 3 pencils. Okay. In the future, will you use your pencils? Of course. So will you use up your pencils? Of course. So if later on you used 1 pencil, so you used up 1 pencil. Okay, so what does that mean? At the beginning, I have assets 3 pencils. Later on, when I use up 1 pencil, so what does it mean? Means you have only 2 pencils left, right? So you will say, okay, after that, I have only number 1 and number 2. I have only 2 pencils. Okay? So what does it mean? Use up one pencil means your number 2 is gone, right? Because you use up. So I don't have pencil number 2 anymore. So what's your first effect? First effect means you don't have your number 3 pencil, right? So your essay number 3 decrease. So your number 3 is gone, decrease, right? Because used up already. So you will say what? Your essay decrease 1 pencil. Okay? What's the second effect? Could you tell me your pencil number 3, whether pencil number 3 provide you future economic benefit? No more, because you don't have it anymore. Because you use up your 1 pencil. So means that cannot provide future economic benefit. Okay? You did something after you use up 1 pencil cannot provide you future economic benefit. So what's that? Means your expenses happened already. Okay? So that's why our second effect is because of this. So that's my expenses increase. For surprise, what kind of expense we called? Surprise expense. So we have surprise expense. Increase 办公用品费用. Okay? So did you find out what's a relationship? When you use up your assets, your asset will be decreased. At the same time, this part you use up don't have future economic benefit. So that's why expenses increase at the same time. So use up your assets. So remember, when you use up 用掉 use up your assets. Use up your assets means what? Means, of course, your assets will be decreased. At the same time, since you use up, they don't have future economic benefit. So your expenses will be increased. Okay, any questions? So you should understand the relationship between assets and expenses. Assets use up no future economic benefit, so your expenses will be increased at the same time. Okay, if you understand the relationship, the concept right here, later on we totally use the relationship to talk about 2 examples cases. Okay, so take a break.